Thank you.
Thanks for joining. Today is day number 3 of our boot camp, and today I'm going to cover. We'll see the agenda. We have one URL, and I'm going to follow that URL, that web link that we have. In that we have day 1 up to day 15 agenda. So those
Image.
topics I'm going to cover. Okay. All right. So let's begin this day 3. How you can access the document? I have shared you the Google Drive. If you go to that Google Drive, in that you will find one folder named CCNP SD-WAN doc. Inside that, if you double click, you will find these list of the documents. So from this list, I open the first one, this 01 ABC Viptela Day 1 and SD-WAN Day 1, these two documents that we are going to work on, these two documents. Okay?
Okay.
All right, great. I'll open these documents one by one. Yes, so the multiple instances are open. That's fine. Day 1. Okay, so this I can close. All right. Apart from that, you can see my screen. You can check this particular URL. Let me copy paste this. Oops. This copy paste is also not safe. Let's check from your side. You are able to open this link. I just pasted in the chat, Zoom chat.
Yes.
You are able to open. That's great. Okay. Apart from that, what is our website? Next, IQ, SD-WAN. Oh, day 1, we completed that. We know about SD-WAN components and all. One of the tough thing we have to do today is that understand the bring up process. If you understand the bring up process, then 40 to 50% of SD-WAN process you will understand. Because if this bring up process, you need to understand so many different things, such as how they are exchanging the certificates, how the control plane and data plane devices they are communicating, how the controllers they are communicating to each other. There are so many things happening in this process, right? This is one of the very important aspect we have. Even if you want to do troubleshooting, you should know, you must know that what is the bring up process, how these devices came online and they have joined the fabric. So I'll try to explain you this thing with help of two documents, two PPT that we have. This is one of the busy slide. I'll come to this slide. This is something that will tell you that if you want to bring up the SD-WAN fabric, then you can go and bring up the controllers first. So vBond, vSmart, vManage, these you need to bring up first, and then you can go and deploy the edge routers. So bring up process of these controllers are little bit tedious. Then bring up the edge devices, they are straightforward. Now, if you go and check the environment, you'll find that there are multiple ways that we can go and use the controllers or control plane. That can be cloud hosted environment, that may be MSP, some service provider, they can manage and they can share the controllers with the customers. So customer, they are not installing it in their infra, or maybe that will be hosted within the data center or over the cloud within the customer or within the client premises. So multiple options are there, multiple ways are there where customers that they can go and bring up the. So for customer, the controllers are already up and running. They simply have to go and join the edge devices, and then their SD-WAN will work. 90%, 95% of cases that nowadays customer they are using, they are not installing their controllers in their premises. except one country, China, that they don't want to host things outside China. So that is different case. So suppose business is there and businesses are there across the world and China. I have seen such type of setup that all the controllers are hosted somewhere, but in case of China, they have their own controllers within their country itself. They don't want to send their data outside, even it is a control plane data. So mix of in bigger enterprises, you'll find a mix of control control plane hosting. It will be on-prem or over cloud, or it may be managed via Cisco or maybe some third-party MSP, managed service provider. Right. Now, if it is managed by third party, then you don't need to worry about the controller uptime, uh, their upgrades, their performance, whatever. Because in Cisco or maybe third party will take care about all those things. Then we have to manage only the data plane tunnels and the communication via data plane tunnel. Obviously, you have access. You can go to the vManage, you can create policy and push the policy, but the hardware infrastructure, you don't need to worry. The software infrastructure, you don't need to worry. The ISP will manage all those things. Okay, so in this list that you can see here, we have created our own list. And in that list, if you want to bring up the controllers, so what you need to do, first of all, you can go and install the OVA file over maybe VMware or any ESXi. We'll try to install over VMware workstation. Then point number two, that you need to do minimum configuration. What is those minimum configuration? In this minimum configuration, you have to go and give 5 mandatory things. What are those 5 mandatory things? Host name, site ID, vBond IP, system IP, and finally, org name, organization. Right. After that, you have to do minimum routing config. So all the controllers should reach to each other. Then you have to do the certification process. And then you will see that your devices, your controllers, they are in the dashboard. Once this will happen, then you can go and bring up the edge devices. Step one, it may be software or hardware. If it is hardware, then the vendor, suppose Cisco will send that to location, and because since everyone is, in this group, experienced engineers and you have lot of experience working with your organization, you should understand at this point of time, you should know about the hardware structure as well and how we are securing the hardware. It's very important to know these things because uh, we are in a world where attacks can happen and we need to work with the SOC engineers as well. So suppose if I purchase a hardware, suppose I purchase a box, a router or switch from Cisco. Suppose this is one switch, right? In this switch, you know that you have hardware, you have fan modules, you have SFPs, you have power slots, you have line cards, blah, blah, all those things, right? Then you are connecting this device into the network, maybe router to router, router to switches, etc., via some cable. And then you are connecting this with OOB, out of band management. Okay, so question here is this, that how you will make sure that this device that you have, right? This device that you have, I think some network issue. You can hear my voice? Is okay?
Yeah, it went out a little bit, but you're back.
Okay. Okay. So my question is this, that how you will make sure that the hardware that you purchase from Cisco or any vendor, this hardware that I have, in this hardware, obviously I have networking operating system, NOS. How you will make sure that your operating system is not compromised?
So it must be updated to the correct the recent version.
Okay.
Or right now there are some vulnerability blocks are there. So in that case, we are reaching out to Cisco. So Cisco is asking for the admin tag for the SD-WAN devices.
Mhm.
So I don't think so. They are running those admin text file in some of their tools.
Mhm.
After that, they are saying that this is prone to this vulnerability issue. So you need to upgrade your controller version to this and this. It provides the iOS. So we need to upgrade our controllers.
Okay. That's correct. Any other?
Register to the Cisco, the serial.
Mhm. Register to Cisco serial number. Okay. 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 So if we are registering the serial number to Cisco, what is the benefit? Means, and then you heard about UID and SUDI, a secure UUID, right? So UUID is there, and then SUUID is the secure, a unique identification for IDs are there, right? But those are for device uniqueness, right? Like your, okay, so Cisco has sent one hardware to me, and that hardware is unique in the world. For that, that uniqueness number is there, such as like MAC addresses are unique to the devices. So that serial number and chassis ID. Okay, that serial number and chassis ID having some different use as well. I will come to that point as well. But my question here is this, that that how you will make sure that the operating system that you got, or how Cisco will make sure to the customer that the operating system that they are sending to customer, say from their side they are shipping it, right? And then it is coming by road, via ship, by plane to the place, to the nearest store. So suppose they have shipped from some other country, it reaches to India, in India store, for example, in Bangalore. And from that location, it will go to the company office, right? In that company office, someone will unpack this and then plug in, right? Now, maybe in the store as well, someone can unpack this and do some counterfeit for operating system. How it will make sure that the operating system is not corrupted? So your point is there's the serial number, chassis ID. Is that serial number, chassis ID is a validity that the operating system is not corrupted or someone has corrupted that operating system? Yeah, I'll give you some 30 more seconds. Think about this. These are the security um, aspects that we have. Okay, let's check this. Check here. Chat GTP. Short. I don't want a long explanation. Try to understand this point here, and then we'll move. So Cisco devices, they are coming with TPM, Trusted Platform Module, TAM module, Trusted Anchor module. You can see Anchor module and Platform module. What is the purpose? securely store cryptographic keys and certificates. This TPM we have, I think, in our slide. I'll show you this in our slide. TAM provides hardware root of trust for Cisco devices. What is standard they are using? What is the main function? Verifies hardware, firmware, software authenticity during the boot. Protects secret keys certificates, right? So in Cisco devices like Cisco UCS boxes, Cisco Nexus boxes, they have actually Cisco is using Anchor module. You know, Anchor, like Anchor is there in the ship, that if you want to stop the ship, you can put that, and I think that's the Anchor. Okay, so TAM, Anchor module, Cisco's hardware root of trust. Ensure only authentic Cisco software runs on the device. What it will verify? Bootloader, Cisco iOS XE firmware. Then we have SUDI, right? Secure, unified, or unique device identifier. That is for certification process, and secure boot, plug and play, and different use cases are there. So from here, you will at least come to know that in actually TPM is there in Viptela devices and TAM is there in Cisco devices. That will make sure that your operating system, your firmwares, right? Your when you are booting the switches first time in your premises, it's secure and it's not corrupted. Okay. Okay.
So, sir, these are only the things. Yeah, certificate plays an operating system, or certificates play the role regarding the security. This time
Certificate
module.
certificate says so. Okay, I'll explain it. See, you have your router, right? And in router you have operating system. But this operating system will load in the router once you go and power on the device. But before this operating system to load in the router, there is one small program that is known as a bootloader. So maybe you will see somewhere called bootloader. A small program is there, a small script is there. What this bootloader will do, bootloader will go and load the operating system, because operating system is a big software. To make sure that this bootloader, so your TAM is sitting in between the OS and the bootloader. So TAM is placed here, trusted anchor module. That will make sure that when you are loading the operating system in that particular device, it is loading securely and it's a secure operating system. Your device is secure. That is one part. The other part is this, that once your device is up and running, like once you have OS and obviously you have TAM, which is there. Once your device is up and loading, and later on, if you want to join, so any edge device wants to join the fabric, when it will do the authentication, it will check those serial number, chassis ID to the TAMs, and then it will join the fabric. Like that, the used role is there. Okay, so it's not
Okay.
only certificate, but it's related to operating system booting as well, other firmware connection communication as well. That's why we have the TAM module. You can do a little bit research from your side as well.
Okay.
Okay, since I'm recording, you can pause the recording and you can see all these details. I scrolled here. So TPM that we are going to use in Viptela securely store cryptographic keys. TPM just to store the key, but TAM, hardware root of trust that validate the boot process and the Cisco software authenticity. Great. Let's move on. So where we are, so we want to learn what? We want to learn the boot process. And for that, we have this list of document. So when we are talking about this hardware, you have the TPM. In Viptela, we have TPM. In Cisco devices, we have the TAM modules. And rest to point number 2, 3, Same. And point four, less certification I will make. Less certification I will m- add here. Why? See, understand this logic. Suppose if you have controllers, you have vManage, vSmart, and vBond. So you may have in your infra, you may have 10 to 12 controllers only. Maybe you may have 4 vSmart, 3 vBond, 3 vManage, etc. Like number of controllers will be always less, right? Always less than the number of edge devices. So that's the reason what Cisco has done or Viptela has done, that the certification process for these controllers are little bit more, we can say, tedious r- than the edge devices. So once they are validated, certified, then if you go and connect the edge devices, you don't have to do much certification because everything will be taken care from the top. So the certification for the edge devices are less intensive because you have 2000 devices all the time. You will not do the same type of certification process that you are doing for the controllers for the edge devices. You will not do that task all the time. Okay, right. So first of all, let's understand all this process and all these details from the document, and then we'll try to boot up few of the devices. Okay, I'm downloading one of the image, 14% download. Let's see.
So, Ratnesh, I just have some question.
Please ask it.
Uh, for the certificate, we just only need the certificate for the controllers, even if we have hundreds of edge devices. So it doesn't affect, right? So we just have to make certificate on the controllers.
100%, yeah.
Hello.
Yes, 100%, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. These things we know. Okay. You have this document. There are other vendors as well. And the choice that we have related to which particular SD-WAN product we can choose, it depends purely upon what is your business model, right? If it is a banking sector, if it is a financial sector, if it is the railways, like government sector, then go for Cisco Viptela. If it is a ISP, then people can go for Versa because it has full multi-tenancy supports and all those things. If it is a mid type of business and running so many different applications, go for Silver Peak. If some cost is there, cost budgeting is there, then they can, like, network architect, they can go and do POC with Citrix, Riverbed, Talari. They are not that much successful. The successful product at the moment in the market is what? VeloCloud is successful. Cisco Viptela successful. Versa is also very successful. Silver Peak is also successful product. Like 5 and 6 products, SD-WAN products are successful. I think 40 Gate also has SD-WAN and that is also popular. Again, what network architects are doing that while they are doing the POC, that they can go and check 4 or 5 different type of SD-WAN. They can go and check their features, how much open they are. For example, the VeloCloud, right? The VeloCloud, they are very much open and you can go and integrate with uh, Panorama firewalls or any type of other firewall like Cisco firewalls, etc., etc. So third-party integration is easy here, and it's a cloud hosted. Whatever location or whichever locations you have cloud, you can go and install their edge devices and gateway, and it will work. Cisco Viptela, they have their own story because they are very good. Cisco always, they are very mature routing. Cisco having very mature routing. They started with a routing company and later on Cisco has started so many different businesses, right? So Cisco Viptela has very strong, mature routing capability, and In terms of security also, it's very good. So it is like natural choice for enterprises. Now people can go and check that Versa can do all those things compared to Viptela, and what is the cost for 3 years, for 5 years, because cost is also one of the factor while purchasing any of these um, solution. Obviously you have to go and check the cost as well. How many sites you have to run this for 3 years, how much cost it will take, and what is the support as well, level of support. Like Cisco, they are providing good Cisco tax support. So the other vendors, do they have such type of tax support and all? So all these things will taken care while choosing a product. One of the nice product that I know that is not in this list, that is from Cisco itself, Cisco Meraki. Cisco Meraki is also one of the nice product. If it is a small business or mid-sized business, then Cisco Meraki, you can think that Cisco Meraki is one of the oldest SD-WAN solution, right? Cisco Meraki can do so many things, although it has issues. Its routing is not that great, but still for a small businesses, Cisco Meraki can work. If anyone has worked on um, Juniper new innovation that they have, right? What product they have bring in the market? Some new product they came in the market, and um, that is also the market is also as good as well. So, anyways, this is the list of the other SD-WAN vendors that you can go and correlate. Then I have one Cisco sales. Cisco sales team has given this to me just to do some marketing for Cisco Hotel. Whenever I'm taking classes, I'm highlighting this. In this, you will see that Cisco is better in with compared to all these other vendor, but it's not true, because VeloCloud can be integrated with third-party firewalls. So all these no, you will see it's related to mostly related to firewalls and the secure capabilities. That is not a case nowadays, even from day one as well, because it can be integrated with Palo Alto firewall or other Cisco firewalls and all. Silver Peak is very good. Why? Because they can support n number of applications. So again, what uh, brand we are choosing, this depends upon the requirement, the business requirement. According to that, you can choose the SD-WAN vendor. These things we already know, so I'll just skip this. These things, hardware, obviously, if any type of hardware, then you have management interface, then you have the USB port, then you have the console port, then you have the RJ45 ports, etc., etc., etc. So those things are there. They'll come to our lab later on. Yeah, this one, the bring up process. We want to know the bring up process. What that? Same thing I told you earlier, that the list, this list. Okay. Once you have this list, after that, all these steps, we'll check that. Don't worry. All these things we will try to build in our lab. Some theoretical points here. I'll explain you these things, so don't worry. Earlier I told you that the edge devices, they have TPM chip, so they can store the cryptographic keys, etc. I'll come to that as well, don't worry. This also I'll explain. So I'm going to explain you these points, and then you can refer these slides from your side. Let me open my Blackboard type, CLI. Okay. So you want to bring up, right? You want to bring up the fabric. Let's try to understand this. I'll use some different colors. Let's bring up the control plane first, and then the data plane devices. So suppose we have vManage, vSmart, vBond. Okay. What you need? These are software. You can go and install over ESXi, or I'm going to install over VMware Workstation. Okay. Once I install these things, then I need minimum configuration. What is that minimum configuration I told you? So I'll go and give this minimum configuration like this. See, host name, vManage. Then system IP, I'll go and use say 1.1.1.1. Then we'll go and put some vBond IP. At the moment, I'll put any number, any IP like this. Then the two more things like org name and site ID. Site ID, for example, site ID, for example, 100. And then finally, the org name, organization name, network lab. So these mandatory things I need. If it is vManage, obviously, see, the system IP is like loopback address. This is unique to the devices. Why we are using this system IP? Later on in this class, you will learn that system IP is one of the identifier of TLOC, transport locator. I'll explain this TLOC, so don't worry about this at this point of time. In short, TLOC is equal to BGP next hop attribute. Think like this. And the overlay protocol that we are going to use here, again, I'll cover these topics later on, is OMP, overlay management protocol, which is equal to lightweight, L for lightweight, BGP. So if you have to troubleshoot OMP, suppose for example, you want to troubleshoot OMP, you can troubleshoot like with the same mindset that you can troubleshoot BGP. The routing concept that we have here, it's very much similar that we are using in Cisco devices. It's not that much different. So as I mentioned this thing that system IP actually TLOC that we have is it's like next hop attribute on BGP. The TLOC that we have, transport locator that we have, it has three major attributes. It has system IP, one attribute, color, and encapsulation. Most of the time, the encapsulation will be IPsec. Most of the time, because branch to branch tunnel, it is happening over IPsec. System IP will provide the uniqueness, like its device is unique in the fabric. So this is very important, like loopback addresses. This is very important. Color and encapsulation we'll discuss later on in this class. So that's the system IP. Then the reachability of vBond. Why all the devices in your SD-WAN fabric wants to reach to vBond? This is question to everyone.
So say again.
Why all the devices in your fabric, they want to reach to vBond?
For authentication purpose, either these devices are Cisco that present in the plug play portal or not.
Yeah, you're
Mainly
right.
for authentication purpose.
Yes, for authentication. So your vBond that you can see here, vBond here, is actually the validator. I have seen this in one of the Cisco lab that they have mentioned this as a validator. So vBond will validate that the authenticity of the device in your fabric, right? So that's why. That's great. So that's why all the devices in mandatory configuration field, we must have the vBond IP. So these devices can reach to vBond and validate themselves. Now, the third item you can see here, or fourth item you can see, is the site ID. What is the significance of site ID? Anyone knows this? That's fine, I'll explain. Site ID is type of logical value, or type of value that will tell you that the devices, so this is the significance of site ID. Suppose site ID 100, and in this site ID, or with this site ID, if within this site ID, I have these three routers under these, or maybe four routers under these site IDs. So routers belonging to same site ID, they will not form IPsec tunnel within them. This is their default nature. Suppose I have two branch 1 and branch 2. Suppose branch 1 and branch 2. One it is in Bangalore, for example, and one is in Chennai, two different locations. So the branch 1 and branch 2 devices, if they are part of same site ID, they will not try to form the IPsec tunnel. That's the logic. Same site ID branches, they are not forming IPsec tunnel by default. If one site ID is 200 and other site ID is 100, then they will form the IPsec tunnel by default. So that's the significance of site ID. Okay. Then the last item in this list is the organization name. What is the significance of this organization name? Organization name is one key component within the certificate. Within the certification process, it is mandatory item. So the org name that we are using is for certification process. So you can see all these items, they are very important. One is for T-lock, one is for authenticity, one is for providing the detail that the tag value that we have, if the same tag value with n number of devices, they will not form the IPsec tunnel. And then the organization name is for the certification process. After that, you have to go and do some routing configuration. So you will go and configure their interfaces. Suppose they are connected with this. Suppose this is WAN interface. And here you have ETH0, ETH0, ETH0 connected here. And then on top, I will go and add one more connection. That is, suppose ETH1, Ethernet interface 1, Ethernet interface 1, Ethernet interface 1. Suppose this ETH0 that we have, this is part of VPN 0. So under VPN 0 container, you have Ethernet interface E0, right? This is termed, so in Viptela, this is termed as a transport VPN. Transport VPN. We have three different types of VPN or VRF, both are actually same. Some misleading term is there. VPN is misleading term, but that's fine. It's not 100% misleading. We are virtual routing forwarding instances that we have. So point here is this, that suppose if you have one interface, I can go to VPN 0 and then assign one interface E0, and I can go and assign one IP here, for example, 10.1.1.1 slash maybe 24, right? And then I can go and create one more VPN 512 that is for management. This VPN is for management purpose. Under that, I'll go and assign ETH interface 1, E1, and here I can go and assign one management IP. For example, 198.1.1/24. This will be used, so this is part of VPN 512. This will be used as OOP, out of band management, right? And this VPN 0 that we are using is for transport. This is actually front door VRF type of interface. This is for transport. But apart from that, any other VPN that lie in between 125.1.1, they are termed as a service VPN. Sorry for that. Service VPN. All right. So what you have done that you have added the baseline configuration or mandatory configuration. After that, you have configured minimum configuration you have done for VPN 0 and VPN 510. Sorry, 512. Let me clean some stuff here. Let me clean few of things here so I can write. Okay, almost there. Okay, so then you are doing some configuration related to VPN 0 and VPN 0 interface and VPN 512, that is your management VPN and that interface. And then you're pointing your default gateway, whatever, towards the gateway or default route towards the gateway. If you do,
Ratnesh, sorry. I just want to clarify now. VPN 0, we use it for transport to our edge device, correct?
yes,
And VPN 512, you call it management for what this 512
out of
for
band
GUI?
management, out of band management to log into the device.
Okay,
Suppose
so
mhm.
go like GUI.
GUI is HTTPS, that's different thing. Where you are going, where you are doing the GUI access to vManage only, right?
Yeah.
So this vManage, you can GUI with management IP and you can GUI with VPN 0 IP as well. It depends. So within the
Okay.
organization, you can GUI with the private IP as well. And if it is outside the organization or some secure place, you don't want to use the corporate network, then you can GUI with this IP, the management IP.
Okay. Thank you.
Great. Yeah, sure. No problem. So once you do, suppose this is a step number 1, this is a step number 2. After that, you have to do the certification process. And then what will happen? Once you do all those certification process, then you can log into your vManage dashboard, where in your vManage dashboard, let me try to draw that. So then in your vManage dashboard, you can go and check the status of what? The status of your controllers. So you will see vManage, vSmart, vBond, VS devices, and some reboot counters and some other alerts counter on top. Then you can go and see in your dashboard, in your vManage dashboard, you can go and check the inventory details, the WAN transport details, the other inventory details, all the inventory related items. After that, you can go and see application aware routing details, WAN utilization details, all the transport details. So like that, once you go and bring up the devices, you will see that in your dashboard, it will show you that it is up and running and they're up. So you will see this type of a status. They are up and running. So your vManage, your vSmart, your vBond, you can see here. And then later, if you go and add edge devices, and if it is up and running, it will show you up and running. And by any chance, if some certificate issue or some reachability issue, it is not up, so it will show you down as well. So you can see all those counters within the vManage dashboard. We will see that once we log into the vManage, we will see all these counters. Don't worry about that. Let me quickly go through the slides. Okay, so I'm going to explain you these slides here, the certification process, how it is happening in the back. These things I'm going to explain you. Yeah, these things. I need to explain these things before moving further. So let me do that. Let me go to the blackboard here. Try to understand this. Okay. So the story is this, that okay, I have my vManage, I have my vSmart, I have my vBond. I'll shift vBond here so I can see some, I can show you some connectivity. Let me write here. This is vManage. This is vSmart. This is vBond. So what is happening that suppose, first of all, this vBond will go and authenticate with vManage. It will go and check the serial number and actually the organization name, org name of vManage, and vManage will also see the serial number and the org name of vBond, and then they will do two-way authentication. Authentication is mutual authentication. I will do with that device and that device will do with me, like A to B and B to A. Likewise, they will do authentication here and they will do authentication like that. So now once we have full authentication, they can go and form. So vBond is the only device that is forming DTLS tunnel only. They are forming only DTLS tunnel, but vManage, they can go and form DTLS and TLS both. Option is there. So once you go and bring up your control plane devices, then you have to go and bring up the data plane device. Suppose you will go and add one data plane device here in the fabric, and this is your V-Edge1. Suppose this is V-Edge1. First of all, it will go and authenticate to whom? To vBond. In this V-Edge, remember there is one chip, APM chip, where it has all the cryptographic keys. It has all the keys certificate preloaded in this. And then it will go and present its serial number and chassis ID to vBond. So vBond will go and check the serial number and chassis ID of the edge device. But edge device will also go and check the serial number and the org name of vBond. And here also they will do two-way mutual redistribution, not redistribution, but mutual authentication. Like we are having this redistribution, right? OSPF to BGP, BGP to OSPF, like two-way. If you are doing two-way redistribution here, they are doing two-way key exchange. So, vEdge has to authenticate that this is the correct vBond, and vBond has to authenticate that this is correct vEdge wants to join the fabric. Now, interesting thing here. Once they join the fabric, right? Once vBond will do the authentication, the same process will do. The vManage will do the same process and vSmart will do the same process. Now, I told you earlier that vManage, vSmart, and even VS devices, they can go and form the DTLS or TLS. DTLS or TLS connectivity. And the key here is this, that they are permanent tunnels. They are permanent connectivity. With vBond, after authentication, they will go and remove the tunnel. So there is no tunnel with vBond.
So what is the tunnel between V and V bond?
Always
Which
DTLS.
type of tunnel is this?
vBond is forming always DTLS tunnel. Even we don't have option to add TLS in vBond. vBond will form always DTLS tunnel, but it will form the tunnel only at the time of joining the fabric or removing the fabric. After that, it is gone. So there is no tunnel present from the edge device to VBond.
So it is
Uh,
because of the V bond that it is not able to form the TLS tunnel, or it is a temporary one. That's why we are using DTLS, because DTLS is more prone to attacks, na, if we can compare it with TLS.
Yeah. So uh, multiple answers are there. Okay. So in QS, let's try to understand like this. Quality of service, right? In quality of service, let's check this. I'll draw a small box here. In quality of service, suppose I have one router or switch, right? In this router or switch, suppose this is a hardware-based router or switch. In this, suppose I have 8 queue 0 to 7, right? And in quality of service, when you are doing the classification of traffic, right? So then what you are doing a queuing as well. Like if it is a high priority traffic, then give to high priority Q1, Q2, Q3, and it's a junk traffic, then give to Q7, right? So always there is one high priority queue is reserved, Q0. Why it is reserved? For
Priority.
protocol, yeah, for protocols, right? For networking protocol, for the control traffic of OSPF, BGP, STP, blah blah blah, all those things. Because if somehow these devices they will not understand the control packets, then anyways they will not respond. So point here is this, think like this, point here is this, that even it is a control connection, right? From vManage, and I will show you this from vManage, vSmart, edge devices, right? Even it is a control connection, but still they are exchanging some packets, right? Suppose vManage has to checks. Okay, so from vManage, think like that. From vManage, you are managing 4,000 devices, right? A vManage is not going to send any data plane device to the devices. But how vManage will come to know that, hey, I am managing 2000 devices. That means someone is sending some sort of periodic hello packets to vManage. Otherwise, how vManage will come to know, right? Or vSmart will come to know. Point here is this, that to maintain this control packets itself, you need bandwidth. Obviously, these will go over internet or MPLS circuit. How my edge device, so my edge device is in prem, on prem, and my vSmart and vBond are somewhere, right? So anyways, my VS device should go and communicate, should go and send some control packet because they are connected via some tunnel, via some secure tunnel, right? So that means even if you are not sending the data, suppose you have taken a 500 MB link, you're not sending the data, but still your 500 bandwidth link is utilized. Why? Because you're sending the control packets. Although the size is very small, you're sending just the header information, right? Now, point here is this, that suppose if you don't want to have these tunnels, if it is not required, right? If the tunnel requirement is not there, why unnecessarily you will maintain that tunnel? In this case, once vBond will go and authenticate the device, it will bypass that information to vSmart and vManage. It will tell vSmart, vManage, hey, I have done the authentication. I am satisfied. So what I will do, since I am placed in DMG zone, because I again have to go and communicate with the other vBond which is there in plug and play area. I am in DMZ zone. I am in the mid security zone, like my tagging is 50, right? So why I will go and maintain the connection with the edge devices who is responsible to send and receive the data, and with the DTLS tunnel because they have only DTLS option. So that's the reason this tunnel is temporary. It will do the authentication because of two purpose. Because DTLS is not that secure like TLS. And the other thing is this, that why unnecessarily you will maintain an n number of control connection. No need to maintain, right? So that's the two reason.
Ratnesh,
Mhm.
so how come the VH device, connects with the vManager vSmart? So while we input the details that you mentioned, like the site ID, organization name, and everything, so in that we give the vBond IP, but we don't give the vManager vSmart IP. So how those DTLS and TLS tunnel will get informed? It would need a IP address for the vSmart or the vManage.
Yeah. So V bond is telling about this, yeah, about this. And all these devices, they have the connectivity to each other.
Okay, and one thing is like, for a site, can I have a multiple vManage, vSmart, or vBond? Or it's only necessary to like we have to have only one, or we can have in clusters, vManage, vSmart, and vBond for the redundancy.
We have a separate section for this called
Okay.
optimization. So we can,
Mhm.
so for we manage high availability redundancy, we have different technique. For vSmart high availability redundancy, we have different technique. And for vBond high availability and redundancy, we have different technique. Actually, we have
Oh,
separate topic for that. One, I think one lecture is there. Let me see which day.
I think the question is how many we manage can manage VH devices. So for particular site, there's some restriction like this we manage can
So
support
from
this much
one
of
we manage,
device.
you can manage 2000 edge devices. But again, this topic is there already.
Okay, okay, okay.
This high in under high availability and redundancy. So, so when we are creating high availability and redundancy, so link level redundancy, device level redundancy, data center level redundancy, and ISP level redundancy, all those things are already there. Eh,
Okay.
Yeah. So let me see if it is. It must be there. Let me check that. Let me see the agenda. If it is not there, then I'll add that. Yeah. In this list, it is not there. But if you see our document, you will find one document which is tell you high availability and redundancy. This is not, this is not, this
The
is not,
redundancy of vManage and vSmart is must,
this
or
one.
we can run with a single one only. Because if we don't have connectivity with the VH and vManage, the VH will goes down.
All these things will be covered. Your question is correct, but we have to reach to these points, so don't worry. Uh, I told you earlier in this session that 95% of businesses, they do not worry about their control plane because they do not have their own control plane and it is not required. So if you are not hosting or responsible for control plane, like we manage vSmart vBond, then you are not worry about anything, right? If anything will happen, you will call to the uh, hosted party that see this is not there, this is not there. They can
Mm.
check that part. If your controllers are down, still there is no problem with the data plane for certain amount of hours. We will check that.
Ratnish, I have question regarding the TLS and DTLS.
Mhm.
Is it required to use to have a connection, or we are just going to choose one for this one? And if we're going to discuss this one, so no need to answer. We can do it later. And how do we have a connection?
Yeah, I will explain. So how we have this connection, you will come to know about this. And let me explain you this topic. So the one file which is named as a day1. Suppose you want to have this type of infra where you have the controllers And suppose only one edge device. Controllers and only one edge device. Only 4 devices you have. What you need, first of all, minimum configuration, right? What is that minimum configuration? And don't worry, I will answer you all your questions. Otherwise, I'll not move. But here and there, those topics are there. So that's why. But when you are asking me any question, that is going to my database. So maybe today, tomorrow, anytime, not only I will answer, but I will show you as well via CLI, those things. So don't worry. But keep asking your question. Suppose if I'm not answering your question, write it somewhere and post in our group as well, in our WhatsApp group. Okay. So I can not only answer, but I will show you over devices as well that how you can verify these details. Like maybe you have not heard about this, or maybe you heard about this, but you are not that much detail about the Cosmos engine and NBAR and all application recognition and all. Maybe you have not know much about TPM and TAM modules that we have in all the devices, on Cisco devices, the TAM modules. And it's very important to save that, you know, and there are some other optimizations as well that is there by default in the devices, you know, we can check those things as well. Some questions that you ask that is very valid, that is design related question, that if I have on-prem controller environment, so how I can make redundant vmanage. If I have redundant vmanage, then what will be the database, configurational database and all those things. Then what about vsmart? Actually, vsmart is the key. If someone has very good understanding of vsmart, their placement, their optimization, that is one of the main important thing we have in SD-WAN. How we are managing the vsmarts, because that is the brain of the fabric. And if someone is good with the programming and all, after knowing all these things, they can integrate their vmanage with some scripting engine, and then they can do all this scripting. But still, the technical knowledge is very important. The design and optimization knowledge is very important for this. Okay, all right. So if you see here, my screen, I told you that we have total 5 important things. I explain you all these things. Basic minimum configuration. Suppose we are deploying what? vmanage. You have done that. Great. After your ESXi install, then configuring the VPN 0 and VPN 512. Put some IP over VPN 0. What is this channel interface? What is this allow services all? This also I'll explain. And then the IP, default gateway IP route. So all the controllers should reach to each other. Now, once you configure this, once you configure this vmanage, same way we can configure vbond. All the attributes are all almost same, but there is one small minor change. While you're configuring your vmanage or your vsmart, you are giving vbond IP, right? Suppose this is my vbond IP. But when you configure vbond, you will use the key called local, because this is what? This is vbond itself. This IP is for vbond itself. So this is local. Then you can go and configure vsmart. No problem, configure vsmart. So this is what? This is the basic minimum configuration via CLI. This is, you can say this is the bootstrap configuration or bootloader configuration. Like that you can think. Then what we need to do, now you can go and open the dashboard. Over the dashboard, you can see that your vmanage will show 1. This is 0 because you have not added the certificates and all. All these counters are 0. So now how we can proceed? You can see that we'll go to the administration, give the name of that organization. For that, I have some valid serial number and files, etc. With org name. Even here also, you should give the vbond IP, org name and vbond IP. Then you can see under configuration, controllers, I'll go and add the controllers. So I'm adding what? The VSmart 2252. Now this key, you're asking me, see this option? While you will go and add the VSmart, this is for VSmart. It will ask you that what protocol you want to use. You want to use DTLS or you want to use TLS. This option is there. But if I go and add VBond, I will not see this option. This will come only with DTLS. Adding device one by one. Oh, so adding device and generating the RSA, this key. From this key, we can go and generate the certificate. This training I got long back. They have their own portal for certification to generate the PIM file. We can use some other trick. Generate the PIM file. Generate the PIM file for vBond, vSmart, vManage. Once you have the file, then you can go and install it or some CLI command. Once you do all those install, once you've done all this process, then only you will see your vSmart, vBond, they will show up. But you have to do the certification process.
Ratnesh, can you just show again the certificate? Where are we going to get it?
I'll show in our lab. This is some third
Okay.
party,
Sorry. Yes. Okay.
tool. They are putting the, so you will go and generate the CSR, how to generate this while you add the device. So I'll show you this step, don't worry, in the lab. So while you go and add the device, at that time you can see here this option called generate the CSR. So if you choose this option, what will happen? That it will not only add the device, but it will generate the CSR as well like this. Now you can copy this, and in this PPT, you can see that I have copied this and uploaded to this file, this location, this URL. And this location is giving me the certificate, like you can see, vBond dashboard, blah, blah. And then that certificate that I have, I am uploading that certificate to the controllers one by one. And then it is working like this. This is one of the way that we can bring this up. The other way we will also try. Now, once you have this controllers up and running, then you can go and add the or deploy the edge devices. Now, edge devices deployment is same, either in this case or the case that we are going to use. You need some basic minimum configuration. That's the common thing. Basic minimum configuration, one change is there that you should go and enable the tunnel configuration you have to do. What is this tunnel configuration and all? Again, don't worry, I'll explain these things. At the moment you think that under VPN 0, you are going to the interface and you're assigning the IP. Like Cisco devices, go to interface 00, add some IP address. IP address 1.1.1.1/24 like that. And then obviously you have to give the default route. So it should reach to the controllers. Once you do that, once you add those devices, you need to upload the certificate for edge devices as well. Not tedious like installing the certificate of the controllers. It's simple, straightforward, one-line command. Once you do that, I have added these commands here. This is the CLI command over the edge device. You need just this one line. Just this one line, right? And once you do this, then you will see that edge devices counters here. Suppose I have added 4 devices, so you can see 4 devices here. In this case, suppose if I have added 2 devices, you can see 2 devices here. That's it. This is the complete bring up process. that we will also try to do. Let me see my images. It's downloaded only 34%. Okay, no problem. So I'm going to give you this image and the license. If you want to try this bring up process, you can try from your side. And the steps that you have to use here is this. This is this a step you have to use. So I'm going to use these steps. What happened? They have not given the configuration for the, okay. Hmm. SD-WAN programming. SD-WAN. Second. Image. Working image. Okay. I should not use this. 16.2. I need these 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's do that. So my vManage. Oh, I think it is not downloaded. It's showing red. No problem. vManage. I'm booting with a small old image. Why? Because they do not have that license, too much license issues and all. It will take some time. Username, password, admin. What it is telling, select, want to format, yes. No media found while trying to demo says HTC or something. One, no. When you see message called system ready, then you can use admin, username, password. Press enter. Admin. Wow, it's not working actually. I think image is not fully downloaded. Yeah, image issue. Okay, no problem. Let me do one thing. Power on. Let me copy this vManage first. Here. Okay, I can see sizes there. Okay. Hmm. I should remove this. Delete from this. Yes. When you see this system ready, then you can try admin. Yes. It's not working. I can check this later on. Okay. Let me see here. Let me pause this. Or maybe power this off. I think I need to add some storage here. So, this is good point here. Why it is not working, I figure out this. This is good point. So while you are working with your vManage, remember this is very important point. vManage, vManage need database because it has to go and store its data, right? While you're booting your vBond and vSmart, you don't need databases. But we manage need database. So you can see that I try to build this. It is failing. Why? Because I should go and give some database, maybe 10 gig, 20 gig, just for lab purpose, but it should have minimum 50 gig database assigned. Otherwise, it will not work. So in your VMware setting, you can go and click edit virtual machine setting. I have very less space in my laptop. but let me try. So I can go to hard disk, add, right? So you can click add. What you want to add? See here. I want to add hard disk. Yeah, okay, next. That's fine. IDE maybe. Create new word. Yes. What is the size? I don't know how much size I have left in my laptop. I'll give some 10 gig. Name is vmanage vmdk. Yes. So now it has size, right? Now I'll go and start this again. Now you will see two options. Earlier it was showing only one option, but now you will see two options. So once you see a system ready message, then you can go and put username and password. Admin. I can see option one, option two. Option one is what? HDB. That is big file, 10 gig. So I'll use option one and format yes. Yes. So now it is formatting. This formatting this will wait.
So why we are installing configuring vmanage first? Vmond is not required for vmanage for
We
authentication.
need dashboard first, right? GUI dashboard.
Okay.
Then you need all those controllers to add in that dashboard.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So we can check here. Show. Let me check. Show interface description. What IP it has. What interfaces it has. Um. So here you will see that I have not added the interface as well. So I should go and add one interface as well. One is for what? VPN 0 and one is for the management
512.
512, right? So I can go and add two interfaces as well here from VMware itself. Although that's fine that if it has some IP, it can work. But just to make this a standard, let me go back here and let me go and add some interfaces through this network adapter. Uh, since this is not turned off, power this off. Now let me edit network adapter, add, and network adapter, finish. So I have this network adapter. What I want to this network, I want some IP on this, right? NAT, I'll give custom IP. And see, for one of my adapter, this also I'll give VMNet 0 or maybe VMNet 1. Again, you need little bit of your VMware expertise here. So just to make this unique, I'll give this 1, I'll give this 2, and okay. And then I'll put this. We'll wait for a few seconds. admin, show interface description. It is getting some IP, right? This IP, no problem. I'll do one thing. I'll check the, okay, so we have two options here. I can go to my empty putty. I'll create one folder here. SD-WAN. Under that, I'll go and add one IP like this, right? The IP, that. 172, okay. 172, 10.10.33. Username admin, password admin, display name. I have this vManager, right? Now it's easy for me to write something here. Show interface description. Show run VPN 0. See, both are part of VPN 0 at the moment. Show run VPN 0. So this is also part of VPN 0. And this is also part of VPN 0. So just to show you this, if I can go here and
Ratnesh,
mhm.
the IP172, it's DHCP generated in VM.
Yeah, so if you check this VMware settings, yes, DHCP from VMware, yes. So if I can
We
show
did not
that,
assign it static. Okay.
uh,
But we can assign it if we
100%,
we do the lab.
100% you can assign it. I have some DHCP pool here for this hosted network in my from where I can see that view create VM. Not like this. I don't know from where I can see that. One second, just a second. Let me check my settings. And you can see that I have custom VMnet 1 and 2, right? So these network settings I can see from somewhere, yeah, from see this edit and virtual network editor. If you go there, so VMnet 1, what IP range it has? 192.168.0.0. And 2, what it has? 172.10.10.0. So it is getting from this range, this IP. One of the interface, 1 and 2, I assign like that. You can also click change setting and change it. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. So what we can do, let me power it on one more time. We'll go to our, once it is up. I think it is up now. Let me restart. What happened to back? System ready. It should connect. System ready is there. So gone. Let me check. Okay. It should connect. Reconnect. I don't know. That's why it is not connecting. But anyways, we'll check from here. Show run interface or show run VPN 0. No shutdown. Okay. What I can do here is that if you see our configuration, the files that is there, not this one. Right, not this one. This one. So I can go and assign VPN 0 and VPN 512, these two interfaces for my vManage. I can go and give system IP, site ID, org name, all these things. Now, just for your practice, because you don't need all these steps and all these, need to understand behind the scene thing. Just for your practice, you can copy the configuration from this lab setup that they are giving. The org name is network lab in this case. So you can see that they have given one vManage IP. You can see here this vManage IP, right? I simply copy this vManage IP. And then I can come here and my bad luck. Oh no, my good luck. So the copy system, so vManage, right? Yes, paste. And you know, here you can do commit and quit. Commit and quit. Oh my God, what is happening here? Some wrong configuration. No, 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 no. Let's see. So uncommitted change, you want to commit? No, I don't want to commit. Cancel, yes. I want to cancel this. Make sure that when you are copy paste, you copy paste correct configuration. Cancel. Uncommit, right?
Ratnesh, the
Okay.
image of vManage, are you going to share with us, or is it in the
Yeah,
lab?
100%. I will upload there all these
Okay,
things.
thank you.
But this is not that useful. But anyway, just for your knowledge purpose, you can use it. Because the lab that I'm sharing with you, that is 20 dot something, it is just 16 dot some image. 16.2. All right. So what it is telling that we can go here to our notepad, just edit the configuration before pasting there. So in my case, what interfaces I have, E0 and E1. Now, while you are dealing with this with TELA devices, some CLI configuration, right? You do one thing, that go to VPN 0 and no interface E whatever, and then exit and VPN 0 and then no interface ETH1 and exit and commit and quit. Should work. Now I may lose the connectivity because I'm removing these IPs, right? I think my connection gone. No problem. Then you should know the hardware to do this. That is from this prompt. It's very hard to type here in this console. So I'll come here and I'll type conft. See system IP. Okay, I'll go to system and then system IP 1.1.1.1 and then the site ID, suppose 1000, and then the organization name, network, lab, and then the vBond. I don't have the vBond IP at this moment. So even before, uh, bringing this configuration, I should bring my vBond as well and vSmart as well, and then I can do all this manual configuration. You got my point? So what I'm telling, likewise, I have added vManage. Let me quickly go here and let me check my images for my vSmart and vBond. I need to bring them up as well. So then I must have the correct IP that I can utilize. So if I go to my vSmart, let me go and run this vSmart with my VMware workstation. Say vSmart import. Uh, should I go and add extra things here? Yes, I must go and add one more. So let me click edit virtual machine setting, interface, NIC card here. But I don't need to go and add the hard disk. So I'll come here to my network adapter because I have one, and then I can go add one more network adapter and custom and do okay. So I have to, while it is booting up, I will go to my V edge. This is actually V bond. V edge is actually V bond. V bond. And you can see already it has 1, 2, 3, 4 adapters. So V bond is actually behind the scene. V bond is nothing but VH in software form factor. I'll add only two, one and two. Okay. Before bringing this up, I'll do some configuration. I'll make sure that my VS Smart is okay. Show interface description. It's fine. ETH0 having this IP 34. And let me go and check my V bond. It will take some time to boot up. Okay, it's not taking time today. It's very fast. Admin, admin, initializing, admin, 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 because it is not booted up, so that's why. Okay, show interface, interface description. Wow. So 00, you can see it has IP 35. Great. So while I am configuring my vmanage, I'll give the IP 172 dot. You may think, should I go and give VPN 0 IP or I should go give management IP? That's fine for the lab purpose, so don't worry about that. 35. So vbound is this. And what next? Let's see the template.
Agnay,
Org name I have given. Actually.
1, 2, 3, 4. One thing is left.
So what we can do here that I can commit and then I'll go to VPN 0. Under that, I'll go to interface ETH0 and I'll make this IP DHCP client, no shutdown. And then I'll go to VPN 512. For this, I'll go and give interface ETH1 IP DHCP client, no shutdown, right? And then I'll do commit and quit. So now we have assigned the IP address here. I must see my connectivity here. Close and restart. Copy, paste, paste. And what is 34 is what? Maybe a smart. And properties 35 is what we bought. Set. Let me try to reconnect. So we manage it. Now you can see we have vmanage and we have vsmart, right? So vmanage configuration. Let's see. Show run system. Oh, come on. Show run system and show run system configuration, system wide configuration that we set. So run VPN 0 and VPN 512. We are getting IP from DHCP. You can go and check show interface description. So you can see these IPs, right? Till this point, anyone having any question up to this configuration?
Just have one question. No?
Yep.
Is it okay if I will not configure the VPN 5112? It will
Yes.
still run.
Okay. Yeah. It will run.
It will run.
Yeah.
And also the reason why the vmanage, vsmart, and vbon see each other because of the org name is the same. Am I correct, sir?
Now, org name has different use case. This is for certification process.
Yeah, because of this one is act as a certificate so that they communicate with each other. It means
No,
they are in one
communication is
organization.
communication via the routing, not
Yeah.
via the some configuration.
Yes. Yes.
Communication will
Because of
happen because they are part of same VMware structure. So all the VNIC that we have in this case, they are part of same subnet. You can see this network and gateway maybe dot one. So actually you have your, see like this. They are part of same VNIC gateway. Common gateway. I have not put any 0000000 slash something here to the gateway because by default these they will communicate. We manage vSmart and vBond in this lab setup. It has IP suppose 32, same subnet 33, same subnet 34. So think like they are connected with one switch.
yes.
So
Okay.
that's why they can communicate in this case.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, great. So now we have Nitin has entered. Okay, so now you can see that we have the configuration over these interfaces just for vManage. Same thing I have to do for uh, vSmart and vBond. So let's do that. I need to go to that website. This is for vBond. Okay. So let me do this for vBond. Where is my vBond? My vBond is here. Okay. Conf and the system IP. Suppose 1.1.1.2 and then the site ID 1000 and then the org name. I should give the host name as well. Network lab and then the vBond IP in my case is what? The same IP that it has. 172.10.10.35. Can use local v1 only. Okay, great. And then the VPN 0 interface gig 00 is already having the IP. So IP it already has. I'll not do anything with that. Commit and quit. Now I should go and give the host name as well. So system and host name, say vbond, commit. And let me show you one thing here. If I go to show run VPN 0, interface gig 0/0, gigi 0/0, you see the configuration. It has all the tunnel configuration. At the moment, I'll go and turn off the tunnel configuration so I can SSH to this device via my empty putty. So if I go to VPN 0, interface gigi 00, and if I do no tunnel interface, commit and quit. Now if I go to my empty putty, where are you? Here it is. And now if I reconnect, you can see my vBond as well. So I have my vBond, right? And I need my vSmart configuration. So let me do that as well. vSmart config. I can copy paste. So I can come here and I'll paste this configuration. I'll do commit and quit. So I can see the interfaces detail. So I have interface. You can see ETH0. I can go to VPN 0 interface ETH1. I'll make this as a, oops, no. Okay. Commit them, no, not like this. Like you can do like this. See, you go to VPN 0, right? And do no interface ETH1. Then go to VPN 512 and assign that interface. What is that interface? ETH1 here, and then IP DHCP, and then the no shutdown, and then commit and quit. So this way, my management interface will get this range of IP. So in my case, my management IP is starting with 192. In my case, my VPN 0 address is starting with 172. Okay, so that is there. So make sure that our VPN 0 traffic or this transport VPN traffic is starting with 172. So now what we have done the baseline minimum configuration to these devices, right? And what is your vManage IP? This IP. So now let me show you this. If I go here, let me open incognito browser. settings. Admin. Okay, you can see that vManage is there, and these devices are there, right? But these devices that you can see here, uh, we need to go and add these controllers in this. Correct. So someone was asking that why we are booting vManage first, because vManage is something that you will go and add the devices one by one. So now we will go and add the devices one by one here. Up to this point, anyone having any doubt, please feel free to ask. Good. Okay, let's see. So
Yeah,
what is
I'm good.
the next step? Let's go and verify that. So once you do the minimum configuration, we will check age later. That's fine. Now your certification piece will come into picture. You know, your vManage can work as a certification server as well. So then we need to go and generate some certificates. We will go to our vManage and run these commands there. I need my vManage parallelly, so I can show you these things together. In your vManage, if you go and type vshell, you go to shell prompt and then, oops, copy paste. I need this also parallelly. Small screens are there. Sorry for that. To copy and paste. Okay. These are some certification related Linux CLI commands. So it is generating that RSA key. Okay. Let me expand a little bit. Oops. This screen, I just wanted to expand a little bit so I can show you this. What is happening? I just wanted to go step by step. Otherwise, if we miss something, then it will not work. So once we generated this RSA key, generate a root.pem certificate and sign it with root.ca.key. So before going there, you're here, right? You can do ls. You can see that we have this root.ca.key generated, right? Now from this root.ca.key, we will generate the PEM file. Now why I have used the name as a network lab. Now if you see the CN number, CN here, what is the canonical name? What is the network lab? vManage lab, right? And if you see this closely, oh, organization is what? Network lab. So that's why the org name that we are putting as a network, whatever name is there, org name is the name that we have. Network lab in our case. So I can go and paste this configuration, press enter. Now if you check ls, now you can see you have root.ca, you have a file, this certificate file, right? Okay. So now we have, now what we'll do, now we will go to vManage. So the root.ca PIM certificate will need to install manually. Okay. So we need to go and install it manually. Now it is telling to exit. I'll come here and I'll exit from this. This is request root.ca cert install in this folder. Successfully installed for vManage, right? It will tell you successfully install. So now where we'll go? We'll go to configuration, certificate, controller, vManage, generate CSR. So we are going to generate the CSR for vManage first, right? Once we generate the CSR, we'll name it as a vmanage.csr, that file. Okay, we'll name it that. So let me show you this. If I could have this also like this. Okay, so I can come to this. So now what you can do, you can see the menu, right? Configuration, certificate, controllers, and you want to generate the CSR for this. So here you can see this menu, generate CSR for vManage. Now we have this file. I'll copy this file and then I'll close. Then I'll go here to my CLI again and I'll go to cell and I'll create one file called vmanage.csr and I to insert and paste that. Then escape button, colon, write and quit. Just to make sure that we have that vmanage.csr. So now we can see that we have the key, the certificate, and then the CSR file. Now what we need? Now from this, we are creating the certificate for vManage. So with this file, we'll go and create the certificate. I'm here, I'll come here. We have the certificate. Now check this. Now what you will do, open this vmanage underscore or vmanage.csr, this file you need. Okay, so I'll copy this file here. It's end of certificate, right? It's copied. Now what you need to do here, like go to configuration, certificate, controller, install the certificate. So now we will go here, here, right? Go to certificates, go to controllers, and you can see install certificate. You need to select this. Suppose if you have 3 controllers, you need to select. At the moment it is selected. Install certificate. Put this and click install. Some copy paste issue is there. Issue is there. But that's Java. Strange. No problem. We'll try one more time. No problem. We'll do it. So let me go back to my CLI. Okay, and copy this.
So, but this is CSR, not certificate.
This is
Certificate.
certificate. This is not CSR. This is
So you have,
certificate.
so you just say CS cat vmanage.csr. Certificate only CRT, na?
Oh, thank you. Sorry, my bad. That's why it is not taken. Sorry. Font is small. Thanks for checking that. Yeah, CRT. We generated the certificate. CSR we already copied. Thank you. Thanks. So now let's go and install and should not give any error. Yes. So now you can see that this process. Only one mistake we have done so far. Apart from that, everything is good. So what mistake we have that we can correct at this point of time, that while you are working on this, you must go to administration and setting Your first task should be that you should give the organization name and you should give the vBond IP. So what is that vBond IP? Some 172.10.10.35. I think that was the IP. 172.10.10.35. So you can go and give that as well here. 172.10.10.35. Done. So we are very good. So what we have done, we have added one. Let's go and add vSmart. Okay, so done. This is a step done. This is a step done. Now it is telling to finally. Oh, still it is not done actually. Actually, it is completed. You don't need this step, but it is telling that you can verify this from your CLI as well. But it's this step is not required. I don't think so. It is required. Since it is there, I'll use this, but it is not required. Exit from here. We manage. It is telling this is already installed. That's fine. After that, vBond. Okay. So for vBond, let me increase the size here. We can pull from vSmart, or what you can do, the process that we have used, you can use the same process as well. So you can use this method or the method we have done, like generate the CSR, right? And after that, so I think it will not work. This will not work. Maybe this will not work. You follow this step. Let me show you this. So now you go to that dashboard, go to configuration and devices, controllers, add controllers, vBond. So vBond IP 172.10.10.35 admin, make sure that admin, make sure that user and password correct. Okay. And generate CSR. Click add. So now we have the CSR generated, right? We can go to certificate, controllers, CSR generated for vBond. We can view that CSR. I can go to my vBond, vshell, and vbond.csr. Press I to insert this, write and quit. So now I have the CSR certificate. With this CSR, I need to generate the CRT, right? So first of all, I'll just check that the step I have here, will it work? Let me see. Will it pull this information? This IP that you can see, this IP should be the IP of vManage, right? So let me copy this command in my notepad first, and then I'll try to push. Okay, my Genie pad, here it is. In my case, I have the IP 172.10.10.33, right? vManage IP, and that is VPN 0.
The certificate we are generating, there is an expiration or it's a
Yeah,
one-time generate.
we created this FIM file under vManage. So I'm copying that within the vBond. It's manual
And
thing we are doing just for.
yeah, but for example, if there is an expiration. So if it is expired, so we generate again in
Yes,
vManage.
100%. Yes. Yeah.
And the certificate in vManage, where do we get it? The one we generate the first time in vManage is in Cisco, or that one?
Yeah. So you have here in this cell under home,
Okay.
under admin. See if it will work. Oh, oops, not from here. This asking for password, admin, successfully installed. That's great. So I have generated the CSR and then I copy that file. After that, we go here. Okay. Now add the controller. Okay, that's fine. Okay, and generate the CSR. I have generated the CSR as well. Do not enable tunnel. That's fine. View CSR. I have the CSR. So now you will see that under the vBond, I should go and generate. You can see that vBond CSR. With vBond CSR, input is what? vBond CSR. Output is what? vBond.crt. So I can come here. I can copy this. Can come back here and I can go to vCell, right? Some here. What is that here? I do not have. So let's see. So it has the CSR file, but it do not have the rootca.pem file. I'll do one thing. I'll create it manually there in my vBond. VI. Let's see. So, oh, what time do we get? I don't know. Okay, so what I need here, I just wanted to. Oh, so PEM is already there, right? Okay, I need that key. I need this root CA key actually. Let me create this also. I for insert and you come here, escape, right quit. And then if I run my last command, okay, that's fine. After that, there is one verification command. So I can go and install the certificate. No problem. I don't need to go and check the logs. So I can go and check my vbond.crt. This is my vbond certificate. Close. Now I can go back to my certificate controllers. I can select vbond, install the certificate. Success. If you go to the dashboard, if you give some time, vbond is not showing here, right? But you know why? Because I need to go and do the tunnel configuration maybe for V1. We'll check that. But good thing here is this, that our certificate for this is also in sync. That is good sign. Our vManage is there, vBond is there. Let's quickly add. See, it is telling here to update vBond. Here you can see update vBond. So installation is there, and see send to vBond. See this step here, send to vBond. Let me highlight this. If you see the steps below, add device, generate CSR, upload certificate, update vBond. Here should click this. So vBond should know about this. Success. Everything is good. It will come to dashboard as well. We will check that. Let me quickly go and bring up this VS Smart. So let's do that. So for VS Smart also what we need to do, let me go and add the VS Smart to the database. Here we are. What's the IP for VS Smart? 172.10.10.34, right? So let's go here to device, controllers, add controllers, VS Smart, IP. Now you can see here that TTLS and TLS option. 172.10.10 dot what? 34. I'll use DTLS at the moment, that's fine. Okay. And generate the CSR. Why? Because I need the CSR, view CSR, close. I'll go to my, and in the bottom you can see the workflow. Add device, generate CSR, upload certificate, update vBond. The workflow it is showing in the bottom. Then go here to my VS Smart. I'll go to cell, create VIV smart dot CRT. Oops, CSR. CSR. And then right quit. Now we have this CSR. I need some keys here. So I need what? I need this. Let me copy and paste manually. I need this root CA. A copy here. I have that. The root CA key. Escape. And then I need this PIM as well. So let me go and copy this PIM. Oops, this copy is not correct. I'll just delete. I need to delete this. Okay, no problem. I'll delete and recreate. So rm minus r root c dot pim. And I'll create pim. Press I to go to insert mode. And then I need to copy this file, pim file. Now it is good. Right quit. Great. So we have these files. Now what we need to do, we can go back and from this CSR, we can generate the certificate. That's fine. I copy that. That's fine. I copy that. I copy that. So I need this line here. For my VS Smart, I can come here. And now I need my VS Smart dot CRT. Let's go to our dashboard. And in the dashboard, let me refresh the page. I can go to my VSmart, select VSmart install certificate. I can expand to check the logs. Okay, fail. Why? Invalid serial number. That's why, um, just follow the steps that they are giving here in this lab guide. I have not followed all those steps. Okay, no problem. Suppose if we have this issue, the issue is here that it is telling that it is unable to generate the this certificate
Serial.
serial, right? So you can do one thing. You can come here and do one thing that you can reset the RSA. Okay, reset this. And then you can go to your VSmart again and then generate the CSR one more time. I'll copy this CSR. I'll come back here to uh, my VSmart. I'll create one file, vsmart1.csr. One more time. Paste this, escape, right quit, and I'll vsmart1. That's my name, right? So let me check. CSR is there. Okay, it is there. vsmart1 CSR. Okay, what I'll do now, I'll come to my notes. Let me go check. See, I'll remove my root CA. So I don't have my root CA. I just have my CSR1 file. That's fine. Now we'll follow the steps that we have in the document. In that step, it is telling that use this to copy the file. No problem. I'll do that. And I'll go to vcell. So now I can see that nothing is there. What it has copied. Okay, root cert chain it has installed. Okay, that's fine. Now, what I will do here, that I'll go and create VI, these files. Under 34, PM file, I for insert, and I'll copy this. Come here and install. Just check that maybe if I have some wrong data, you can correct that. Then after that, we have key. I can go here and I can copy the key. Oops. Copy the key. Just here. We are good. Then, so what I will do now that from VSmart1, I will generate the VSmart1 CSR. So VSmart1 CSR, I'll generate VSmart1 CRT. What is this? I have VSmart1 CSR, right? Sorry for that typo. Need to correct this. You can see the typo is there. VMSART. That's fine. Name doesn't matter that much. After that, you can go and check that what vsmart1.crt. So now we have regenerated this certificate, and let's try to reinstall it. So we'll come to this place where we have vsmart, install the certificate, put that and install. Success, right? Everything we are recording here, so you can see the problem and the solution. Now we'll go here because I need to send this vsmart on top to the controllers. Although it has updated the vbond as well here in this step. Now once this is done, then you can click to the dashboard. And you will see the counters here. Counters here you will see. You'll see one arrow here up and one arrow here up. It's not showing. I'll show you, tell you why. It is not showing here. So if you go here in this, I want to show you this parallelly. So if you go here to vsmart, exit, and show interface description. If you go to VPN 0, interface ETH 0, and make this tunnel interface, commit. Although I will lose the access from here. And if you go here, let me see that, show interface description. Where is the IP? Okay, gig 00. VPN 0, interface gig 00. Tunnel interface, commit and quit. VPN 0 interface gig 00, tunnel interface encapsulation. Like a sec maybe. VPN 0 interface. Oops. VPN 0 interface ETH 0. So I make all those interfaces as the tunnel interfaces, all those VPN 0 interfaces. Now I can see vbond. And after some time, you will see vsmart as well. So this notes is there actually. If you go follow this document. So we uploaded. We have done this. After this one, edge device. For edge device is easy, right? Add one, that's fine. For edge device, you have to add just one line command. You don't have to do all the certification process and all. For edge devices. And then they have given some chassis ID serial number here. Okay, important. Once you upgrade, now we can go and upgrade the image as well. But that's very much the case. So after that, what it is telling, the next step is to enable the tunnel interfaces on the vManage views to bring up the control plane. That's the same thing I have done. I have enabled the tunnel interfaces. So that's why you can see, anyway, some glitch is there. vSmart is not coming, but you can go and check that. Let me finally check my vSmart from the VMware perspective. It should come because these are the steps only.
Do we need to tunnel also the vSmart like we did in VBond?
Yes, VSmart also. You can see that I have done this tunnel. This is
Yeah.
VSmart. VSmart, VBond, and vManage. All three, if you do, there should come some glitch is there, some VMware issue may be there, but it will come, it will show. Likewise, you can go and add the VS device as well. This is complete onboarding process. Once you have this, then after that you can upgrade this image. And once you upgrade this image, this is 16 dot something. I will provide you 17 dot something image as well. Once you upgrade, then this will be very much looking like Cisco dashboard once you upgrade the image. This will be your home lab, but anyways, use the lab that I am sharing with you. This is just to know the behind the scene things. This is for the information process, for information purpose that I share with you that how the certificates working, how the authentication is working, what is the bring up process, what are the key components required. All those important informations are there. You can refer this video and then you can refer this particular blog as well too. You will understand all those things. And then we have the PPTs. So those PPTs, everything is there on those PPTs related to all the bring up process, how the bring up process is working. Here, the certification process is very much like it's some third party tool, but from vManage itself, we can
So
do
I
the
think
certificate.
in I think in vSmart we didn't add the vBond IP, no? Like in vManage in on GUI, I think so.
Let's see. No, the GUI is only one.
Okay.
Yeah, GUI is only one. I mean, if I reset my VMware, it may come up. So it's not
Mm,
a glitch like here, a glitch. It's some glitch in maybe VMware or something.
okay.
Suppose if I go and restart my, so let me show you this. If I go here to VS Smart, suppose I shut it down. Let me restart this. Say power off, power on. So it may come up.
So this will be our home lab, no? So we'll share the image of this one and also the upgraded 17.x version.
So there is one folder. Let me show you this. How you will use
Oh,
this. The folder name will be working. You can see the folder name is
yes.
working. I'll upload this folder in the shared drive. In that you have
Yes.
16.2 images and then you have 17.2. And then you can see bottom here, edge device 17.2. So once you upgrade the image, you need to upgrade your Viptela and you need to upgrade your vManage. Just follow the blog there. And then I am
Yeah.
providing these valid serial numbers as well. .viptela file is there. So if you use this .viptela file, then your edge device will also come up in your lab. You can add 10,
Okay.
12. I think how many there? I think 12. 12 is there. I think 12 devices serial number is there. You can add it. So I'll upload
Okay.
all these files there.
But in the lab, in our lab, it's already up this one, right?
In our lab, yes, everything is there. Yes. This is
Because
just to
this one
show you
is,
that how this bring up process is working.
yeah.
In case if you
Okay.
want to build your own VMware lab,
Yeah.
because
Yes.
these labs have very less features like, like template and policy and it is very initial, you know, image
Yes.
and
Yes.
this vManage is very simple as well to use, lightweight.
Yes. Okay.
So the purpose for this particular class was to understand behind the scene how things are working. So what we will do next class onwards, tomorrow onwards, that let me go to the portal here. So we completed our day number 3, that is the bring up process. Not completed. I will go to vManage dashboard, but with the newer version. So next class, I'll start with vManage dashboard and the CLI template. So some labs are there that you can do in your shared lab that I am sharing with you. There you can create, work on this. So tomorrow I'm going to cover remaining portion of day 3. and day 4.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, everyone. Thanks for your valuable time. Let's stop here and we'll reconnect tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
again.